nurse, Broken Bow. And, of course, people like that get people killed. You can't go to somebody like Terry Jepsen and ask them to be honest. Ask them to tell the truth. You cannot give someone like Terry Jepsen a position of power without her abusing it. One thing here in the United States is that mandated reporters don't take it seriously. And that's the problem with Caitlin Tatum, which is why it's important to record everything. Between telling the truth years ago, which would have been the easiest goddamn thing in the world, just tell the truth. Even today, knowing that she's got screenshots going all the way back to 2015 that show that she fucking ignored me. I mean, really, how much of a friend can you fucking be if you don't give a shit in 6 goddamn years? If you will let somebody be harmed for 6 goddamn years. Terry Jepsen's known me longer, but not very well. I love Terry, I really do. I love her son, Brandon. I love her son, Mike. I love her daughter, Kim. And I love her other son, Jason, though he's a piece of shit. It's not that I didn't go to anybody for help, it's that nobody ever cared. When it came to actually turning in my predators, do you think I could go to the Jepsens to do that? No. If I'm abused and I go to one of the Jepsens, are they going to say anything? No. If I'm bullied until I want my life to end, what are they going to do? The same thing that Terry did to that poor boy there in Broken Bow. What are the chances that that boy went to Terry Jepsen and tried to let her know what was going on, and she treated him the way she treated me? Literally anything except look at fucking evidence. Holy shit. Literally anything except tell the truth. Holy shit. I understand why people do this shit. It's because they're cowards. They're afraid of consequences. They don't care if an innocent person is harmed, as long as they don't have to be honest. Kind of like Caitlin Tatum. One of many mandated reporters I went to who didn't do shit. It's truth. She blew smoke up my ass. And that's the problem with pretending to be friends. You be a friend or you go away. Terry Jepsen got the goddamn hint. She went away. Natalie Bollinger and her friends did not get the fucking hint. See, much of the problem here lies in the fact that I never had any real friends. I had people who pretended to care about me. That's it. Did Caitlin actually care about me? Or was she nice to me because I'm a good person? By the way, when I was nice to everybody, I was not a good person. I wasn't. I'm a far better person than I was then. Because back then, I would have let you get away with it. I would have let you get away with doing it to me. And by allowing you people to walk all over me, I allowed you to believe that I was some sort of inferior human being. By not standing up for myself the way that I stood up for others. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did that when I was a kid and it fucking hurt. When you don't have friends or family that fucking care, that doesn't mean that you weren't victimized. It doesn't mean you're not telling the truth. Now with Caitlin Tatum, you know, here's the problem. She's still playing fucking head games because she doesn't want to tell the truth. I'm not going to fuck around and play head games. She doesn't want to lose her job, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck about her job. I'm glad that she finally made that call. Finally. But if she ain't gonna tell the truth, I do have to post it on the internet. That's the reason I posted up all of the messages between myself and Miss Caitlin Tatum. It's not my fault that these people are cowards. It's not my fault that they're selfish. Now with Caitlin Tatum, she's literally going out of her way to do what it is that, well, that those people do when they do something wrong. See, there's a way to do it when somebody is abused, and that is to turn it in immediately. Not argue over and over and over again. No, you are going to tell the truth. If you're going to tell me things that you can't tell the public and you're not going to try to tell the police, we've got issues. The fact that it has gotten this far because you didn't make time is my fault. I get that you're fucking busy. I do. But if you are so busy that you can't tell the truth and it results in repeated harm against multiple individuals, it doesn't matter what you want. What matters is that you didn't do your job and now you're trying to be selfish. This is what I expected. I really don't mind trying to keep it private if you had actually helped in the last 6 years. And that's the problem with you ignoring me for 6 years and pretending to be my friend for that 6 years. I went to you before Natalie was killed about this abuse. You didn't have time. You didn't have time. That's not a friend. Why keep me around? I'm going to tell the truth about you whether you want me to or not. You might as well just face the facts. You need to fess up. When it comes to having a plan, I've got a plan December 29th of every year. One of these days I'll actually make it. Is there a possibility of me making it to McIntosh Dairy by the 29th of this year? There's a chance I could try. Caitlin Tatum got people killed because she didn't care. Because I didn't matter. Because she wanted to pretend to be a friend, just like everyone else. If a friend is being abused and they come to you and you fucking treat them like Caitlin Tatum, you are a fucking shitty person. Now Caitlin Tatum finally pretending like she'll do something because she doesn't want her fucking name out there. Fuck that. The only something I'm willing to accept is unconditional surrender. You tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. when she wanted to do the wrong thing, and that is to go out of her way to not be a friend, I went to her as a mandated reporter. That wasn't good enough either. A mandated reporter who doesn't do her job. That's what leads to people being bullied to suicide. Does Caitlin Tatum care if I'm bullied to suicide? No, she doesn't. She's shown that. That's the problem with all my quote-unquote friends, is that none of them were friends. If they were friends, they would have helped me when I reached out to them. They would have spoken up instead of hiding. It's not that I didn't tell the truth. I showed that I told the truth. I also showed that I reached out to people. I also showed their excuses. It's called cowardice. I found a pair of socks on my car this morning. Figured I'd mention that. That's kind of an odd thing to happen. Starbucks is open. And I suppose I ought to post up that thing with Caitlin Tatum. Why didn't she do her job as a mandated reporter? That's the one that's going to get posted. See, here's the thing, is that she's a witness. She's a witness that can verify I did reach out for help multiple times before Natalie was killed. Her shame in doing jack shit and just pretending to be a friend ain't my fault. That's her shame, not mine. And for it to be projected onto me in such a way is just pathetic. On the bright side, I am actually a ginormous asshole. And I do let people know, hey, this is how it's gonna go. She said she doesn't mind me leaving that stuff up, so that's what I'm doing. There's 2 videos that I made private because I said I would. They're private, but they're not destroyed. Here's the thing, when I told people to leave me alone, alright, that's all they needed to do is leave me the fuck alone. I went to my friends about it. They didn't give a shit. They blew me off until she was fucking dead. So I'm gonna play the recording from months and months and months and months and months. Oh wait, no, literally years after Natalie was killed. We're going to play that one for you. Caitlin Tatum's own words in her own voice. Well, there's some recordings that I made yesterday, and they're pretty important too. And they might go up and they might not, but the fact is, turning in the evidence is not being a priority. That's the thing, is that I've been forced into a condition where I can't take care of myself. I have been forced into a situation where I can't take care of myself. I have been forced into a position that I can't take care of myself. I've been through 6 years of victimization because not only can I not take care of myself because of abuse, but people don't want to be honest. It's not my fault you're a piece of shit. When you want to pretend that I am selfish, and to leave your names out of my mouth, keep in mind you were involved. Alright? You were involved. The fact that you tried to fucking hide it is a fucking felony, stupid. I didn't try to hide nothing. Now, when there was people who wanted to pretend like there was a safety issue for them, I did my best to accommodate, but they didn't even try to keep their words. How much bullshit am I supposed to take from you? Caitlin Tatum knew there was a problem well before fucking Natalie was killed. Everybody did. I mean, obviously, when somebody goes from being who I was to who I am now, there is a fucking reason. It's called trauma. I helped people out when they needed it and how they needed it, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what a good person would fucking do. You don't make your friends fucking beg. And as a mandated reporter, you not wanting to lose your job is not my fucking issue. You're a mandated reporter. What you want to do is go out of your way to drag it out instead of helping me to turn it in immediately. And that's where all of this ended up. That's how it ended up being a situation where I can't just go to the police, and also a situation where I can't just go to you. You not speaking up when it made a fucking difference is the problem. You wanting to play victim because I call you out, that's also a problem. You're not a fucking victim, stupid. You're a predator. You had every chance and every opportunity to come forward and tell the truth in 6 years, knowing that an innocent man was being abused. And you did nothing. You won't even look at the fucking evidence. That's the thing, is that you guys refuse to look at evidence. You've all made excuses. You have no fucking clue what's going on. Not a single fucking one of you. And that's the thing with me taking screenshots with Caitlin Tatum when I sent that stuff to her, is that no, she didn't look at it. She didn't listen to it. Don't fucking lie to me. As a mandated reporter, you should have fucking done something. Just like Terry Jefferson should have fucking done something. You did exactly the same thing that everybody else does. It doesn't matter if you're a fucking mandated reporter or not. It doesn't matter if you're a friend or not. You're not going to do friend things. You're not going to do mandated reporter things. You're going to fucking bullshit them and fucking lie to them like everyone else. Don't lie to them. When you get busted and then you want to throw a fucking tantrum, that's on you. You have had every chance and every opportunity to come forward. Now the recording that I'm going to be posting up right after this video, it's from, I believe, 2020. Possibly 2021. How long did she know there was a problem before I recorded that? And what does the recording show? It shows that she's afraid of losing her job. Afraid of losing her job if she does the right thing. But also, she works in mental health care, and she admits to that in the video as well. And of course, she has probably consulted her boss on how to play fucking retarded. No, you come forward with what you know to the places it needs to go, and there's a lot of them now because you didn't do shit. Because you didn't want to do your job as a mandated reporter, and you didn't want to do a thing as a fucking friend. People are dead. I don't give a shit about your fucking job. Terry Jefferson telling me that she couldn't because she had to worry about losing her job. Well, that's because she's a mandated reporter who didn't come forward. Over and over again. On the bright side, I've had her recorded on my channel since 2018. find out about it until 2020, I guess, 2021. I offered to send Kim a packet on suicide prevention, Kim Jepsen. So she blocked me. Or no, unfriended me. In either event, the stuff that I say about people is true. And that's the thing, is that whether they want to come forward or not is up to them. Whether or not I tell the truth is not up to them. I'm going to tell the truth either way. They show their content and quality of character by not doing so themselves, by forcing me to post their shame on Facebook. Money is more important than people, obviously. Not to me. But the thing is, with these people not coming forward and the abuse that I've taken, the resources that have been taken from me, and the abilities that have been taken from me, none of these people care. I'm trying to turn in a lot of abuse, and no, none of this jumping around and fucking moving around all the goddamn place, and then fucking as soon as I get established, I'm fucking still being victimized. Like, holy shit, I never get to establish myself anywhere. And look at the fucking friends that I have. Who do I talk to in the average day? Alcoholics, meth addicts, people streaming at all hours of the fucking morning. It's probably driving those people nuts that I'm driving around in circles. So I'll go ahead and see if McDonald's is open. I don't really want to drive there. That's the thing, is that I'm being forced to do illegal shit because of all the fucking resources here. Do this, do that. No, fuck you, Caitlin. We're not doing what you want unless you're telling the truth. And that's as simple as it is. If you're gonna fucking pull the same goddamn bullshit as everybody else, no, this ain't okay. You're gonna pretend to care, but you're literally going to ignore everything that I tell you and not look at any evidence. That's because you think it's plausible deniability. No, the fact that I told you made it mandatory for you to do something fucking then and there. I get that you don't want to get in trouble for not doing your job as a mandated reporter, but again, I don't give a fuck. You're a goddamn example. There are laws in place for a reason. There are mandated reporter laws in place for a reason. And so that at-risk adults like me, who don't have friends or family, which obviously I came to you as a fucking friend first, didn't I, Caitlin Tatum? On the bright side, Terry Jefferson, I only contacted her out of desperation. I never really liked Terry, but I always had mad love for her. I mean, hell, 2 of her kids have been my best friends at some point. When Kim Jefferson became my friend, she was the only friend I had. She was the first one I made. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, jeez. I'm just going to dig it out. It's a process. Somebody put socks on my car this morning. They must have smelled my feet. Anybody peel out yet this morning? I said, anybody peel out yet this morning?
Not yet.
Good morning. You too. She's lady from last night that was yelled at by the guy who was angry. He was on the road for 2 hours. Can these people please go home? See, that's the worst thing for me is that I know what the laws are, and I know that I am fucking overwhelmed to the max. And these people tell me their sob stories. They don't want to lose their jobs. These people will be mad at them, or those people will be mad at them. Well, rightly so. Rightly fucking so. Alright, there we go. I don't know what it is. My lights, if I just sit there, they stay dim. But if I drive around for a bit, then they brighten up a bit. That's why I was turning circles back there. If I don't, like if I just use my car for starting it up, it doesn't do very well. I expose predators on here, that's what I do. Alright, so we got another one of these trolls on here harassing me. This one calls himself Mr. Adavan's Truce. Cute. One thing I noticed is when you click on the messages, I noticed that you have to click a special button for it to actually save the messages, and I was doing that for a really long time. And then it got to the point where I had to make like 5 or 6 emergency videos in a row, and it just became habit to not press it. Mr. Adavan's Truce typed, I'm calling a truce for 666 hours. Good morning, and don't block me, homie. No, man, I'm a Nebraskan. In Colorado, they say homie. In Nebraska, they say beer me. Big difference. You know that comedy show and they talk about holding my beer before they do something stupid? That is not the Nebraska way. That is not the Nebraska way. The whole point is to finish the obstacle course without spilling any. Ha 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 ha! Mr. Adavan's Truce typed, I'm sorry for trolling, I'm from PA. Pennsylvania. Is that it? Alright, let's have a conversation here, Mr. Adavan. Why you been on here trolling me for 6 years? Well, it hasn't been 6 years, has it? So why you been on here trolling me? Why you making hundreds of accounts? I think it's a good question. I think it's weird that it makes people wait for 60 seconds before typing a new message. He typed only like 2 years. You're right, it's probably only like 2 years. At least that's honest. My rules are pretty simple. Tell the truth. Yeah, that ain't easy to do once you've been fucking around for years. Mr. Ativan's Truth type, me and my friend are genuinely worried about your situation. Let me guess, this is, you're friends with, Bill Jensen, is that it? Shapeshifter and Bill Jensen playing video games together, talking trash about Sean Schwartz, making videos, harassing me, and all that stuff. You're worried about my situation? Guys, you guys made my life hell. But you guys aren't even the problem. The problem is I have to deal with this in real life. I show real life situations. There's people on my YouTube channel with heroin needles hanging out their arm. Mr. Ativan's Truth type, Bill Jensen is a weirdo. I don't know him. You know what? I'm a weirdo. Alright, I've been called a weirdo my whole life. You guys use weirdo synonymously with some really fucked up shit, like child molesters and fucked up shit like that. Well, I'm not a weirdo like that. And that's the thing, is that Gonzo is a weirdo. I love Muppet Babies. I think we should stick to the proper terminology. If somebody's a schizophrenic, we call them a schizophrenic. If somebody's got ADHD, they got ADHD. This whole blanket treatment bullshit is bullshit. If you go in with your family to the doctor and you want to see the doctor and you get your diagnosis, right? Let's say you got PTSD and the doctor diagnoses you with PTSD. You've gone in with your family to get that diagnosis. You've gone in with somebody who knows you to get that diagnosis. It takes 6 months to get a diagnosis of schizophrenic. And Officer Scott DaCosta thought he could diagnose me in 1. He also had it written down on my paperwork, which, of course, has just more paper trail. But Caitlin Tatum's still looking away from it. Mr. Ativan's Truth typed, I'm going blind from some unknown disease attacking my knees and nerves. Doctors gaslight and manipulate the situation and shove pills down your throat. Well, I'm going to do one of the asshole things that is dismissive and assholery. I'm sorry that happened to you. Now, when it comes to Pennsylvania, I do know a few people from Pennsylvania. And Mr. Ativan, I'm not there to help you. If they're really doing that to you, I don't mind sharing your story, but it's got to be true. If you need help turning it in, I don't mind being that asshole. Having knee problems sucks, I know. The bottom of my right heel always hurts. Always. There's nothing that makes it not hurt. My right knee almost always hurts. My right hip always hurts. My back always hurts. My neck always hurts. My right wrist always hurts. My right shoulder nearly always hurts. The pills they want to give me are pretty fucking hefty. They want to give me opiates. You guys know how I feel about opiates. Fuck heroin. I can name all of my crushes going all the way back to kindergarten. Who did I have a crush on? Girls who were nice to me. But here's a secret, I was a cuddle bug back then too. It wouldn't have mattered if it was a boy or a girl or a dog or a cat, I was just a cuddle bug. I liked girls because I was told I was supposed to. That doesn't mean that's where I should have been oriented. Kind of like, I'm right-handed. I used to write left-handed. Now, I was on a home visit once. My mom was living on the Hoover Road well, that's right across the street from the fairgrounds in Longmont, Colorado. That's also Boulder County. That was in the 1980s. That's where my mom was living when Smokey got ran over. He was my tomcat. He was a badass. This right here, we made it about Mr. Ativan, haven't we? Mr. Ativan's truce typed, I'm still fighting for a diagnosis. If you're poor, you have no pull unless multiple people speak out and go in with you. You're right. He types, my mom's about your age, 44, and I just turned 28. Jesus fuck, dude, you got a lot more hell to go through. Don't kill yourself, alright? I know a lot of times when somebody picks someone to target, a lot of times it's because they got their own pain. And sometimes it's because people just need someone to take their shit out on. A lot of the women in these groups, the Me Too bullshit, yeah, they're victims, or their children were victims, but so am I. Those things don't just happen to little girls. Those things don't just happen to women. I mean, I got a recording with Ariana talking about being raped. Ariana's probably in his 50s, and he was raped just last year. But also, people think that Ariana should enjoy it because Ariana is different. Sometimes Ariana wants to identify as a male, sometimes as a female, sometimes as both. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm an asshole for. And I don't pretend that I'm not an asshole. When I was nice to people, they didn't fucking get it. The nicer you are, the more people are going to walk all over you. Don't be nice. Nice is cowardly. You gonna be nice to the Nazi putting your neighbors in the oven. You ain't so nice when they trying to put you in the oven, are you? And that's where equality comes in. A lot of people seem to be of the opinion that they are owed these rights, but that other people should be denied those rights. Mr. Ativan's Truce typed, "You're good, you help others around you. Empathy can be a curse at times." Well, only if people care. Empathy is only a curse when you're alone. It makes you easy to victimize. People think twice when there's two of you there. That's how predators work. Predators are most likely to pick a homeless person because people are least likely to care about them. I mean, we've got, 2-3 dozen people on my channel who are homeless, who have spoken about trying to find a homeless person who's gone missing. Let's say you're driving down the road and you see a hitchhiker. You don't want to pick up the hitchhiker because in all these horror movies, the hitchhiker kills you. The reality is you're the one who's got motive and intent. You've got a vehicle. You've got the ability to drive them to where they want to go. They're in a desperate situation. So you have the upper hand. You have somebody there who is subservient. When you got somebody who's homeless, they don't want to fucking kill you and steal your shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, killing you ain't ever a part of the plan. Unless they get real desperate, just like any of the rest of you. Yeah, I'm different in real life. But I'm also going through hell in real life. Now, Mr. Ativan on here typing and not being a dick this time. I don't expect him to go sharing my story. It'd be goddamn nice if he would, though. I understand why these people do what they do. I understood right from the very start. You don't grow up in the system getting raped and beaten and not know anything about rapes or beatings. Kind of like you don't grow up with two parents who are fucking cocaine addicts and not know a goddamn thing about cocaine. I know a lot about cocaine, and I'm going to sum it up right now. Here's everything I know about cocaine. I've never touched it, and I'm never gonna. Enough said. That's the full fucking education. When it comes to an addict, it doesn't matter what drug it is, it affects their brain. A lot of you say, well, it really does, because most of the time these predators are drinking alcohol. Most domestic violence starts off with alcohol. Most sexual assaults start off with alcohol. That's right, and then you're going to blame it on mentally ill people, huh? It's fucking nuts. Alright. The diagnosis. I'm definitely not a doctor, but I have gone through the DSM-5 a bit. I haven't read the whole thing or anywhere near it. I'm addicted to cigarettes, quit like 4 months, but started again. I also use Kratom daily, helps with joint pain. I don't know what Kratom is, but I've been seeing a lot of signs up here in Oregon for it. Is it some sort of like beta carotene blocker or some crap like that? Or is it a type of CBD? Not that it's my business. I mean, I was just asking because I know it's not a it's not a prescription thing. It's obviously an over-the-counter thing. You can buy it in like cigarette stores and shit here. It's like an opioid-like plant. I mean, maybe not for you. The reason that it's for me is because you type gas station kratom sucks. When it comes to my back pain, and that's about the only thing that pot is actually good for, but pot is the same as any other medication that I take in the fact that once it wears off, it hurts worse. So it's better for me just to walk it off or not move. A lot of times when I'm in my vehicle just sitting here, it's because I could probably get up and get out and take a walk, but I might fall down. Mr. Ativan's Truth type, yeah, the receptors reuptake and the pain is worse. Yep, that's because it's kind of like the flood analogy that I make. You know, you got the pain and your body is sending a signal when there's something wrong. Let's say there's something wrong in your foot. Your foot's going to send a pain signal up to your brain, and your brain's going to let everything else in your body know what it needs to do to adjust and adapt. But that pain signal is important. It lets you know something's wrong. You start taking pain medications, what it does is it actually blocks that signal. That signal is still there. You know, it's like putting on a traffic light. You got one car coming through steadily every half hour, right? That's an all right stream for out in the middle of the fucking country on on an old dirt road or something. You wouldn't have a light out there, but you get the point. But what happens if you turn on the red light and you just leave it on? Pretty soon you got traffic backed up for miles. Let's say leave that signal there for 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days with a car getting stacked up every half hour. And the very first one, he's been sitting there for 3 days. As soon as you stop taking them pain meds, that's turning on the green light for that pain to have free reign, and you've got a lot of pain coming. Mr. Ativan's Truth type plus withdrawal. That's a good visual analogy. Hey, thanks for not getting on here and antagonizing me today. I mean, you started off being an asshole, but whatever. This one time, I actually feel bad that I didn't press that button for keeping the messages up. But on the bright side, as always, I do take screenshots. I'm sure you're well aware of that. Natalie Bollinger was my best friend for a reason. It's because when she was my friend, she was my only friend. After I hurt my back, everybody was just words. I was on my way into the bathroom in Starbucks. Things were messed up at Starbucks. There's a lady named Devin Cockrell, and she didn't understand the situation or understand how she had taken a situation that was pretty critical and made it worse. And a lot of those folks at Starbucks, they kept saying, hey, if you need help, let me know. And I'd let them know. And it was, I'm sorry that happened to you thing. And it's always I'm sorry that happened to you thing. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sick of hearing it. That's not help. Mr. Adavans Truce typed, yes, I apologize. We talked about agathesis like 2 years ago. Yes, my legs never want to stop moving. Agathesia. I pronounced that wrong, but it's something like that. Yeah, I remember the conversation. Not that I should. I mean, obviously people think that I'm a delusional asswipe who doesn't remember shit, but yeah, I remember it. I got restless leg syndrome myself. Medications do that to you. Another thing is, if you notice that somebody puts a lot of sugar in their coffee, they were probably on Ritalin growing up. When you grow up in the system, you learn shit. I can start a fire in an institution that is designed to not have fires in it. I've never tried it. I know the method and I've seen it done. Methods. I should say methods. When I was locked up, there's a few people who like to start fires. Mr. Adavans Truce typed, yeah, I was on Ritalin growing up too. It stunted my growth. I bet it did. It definitely stunted you mentally for a period. It stunts most people mentally. The reason for that is because it fucking zombifies you. I mean, holy shit. There's two things that Ritalin will do to you. For some kids, you can't give them Ritalin. It's like speed. It'll make them run all the way around your house, bounce off the walls, and... oh, God. Wrong medication for some folks. For the rest of us, it makes us sick. And people, when they become parents, you know, especially if you became a parent in the 80s or the 90s or since, your kids are not, they're not able to go out and play with their parents. When you got both of your parents working, you don't really learn from your parents, you learn from the other kids that you're around. So if some of the kids that you're around have bad habits, you pick up those bad habits. Some of the kids that I was around were molested by their parents. That's what they learned. This is something socially that people do. And it isn't something that socially people do. Or at least it's not something that they're supposed to. When it comes to innocent victims and all this, I'm gonna tell you this one. This is a really good one. The only innocent victim in all of this is Donald Trump. And that's not saying that Donald Trump is perfect. I don't personally like his politics and I don't like his antics. But that don't matter. I didn't threaten Donald Trump because I actually wanted to harm him. I did it as a means to an end because my friends were cowards. Either you put your words forward or I will. I fought hard to get it into court instead of having to put it public. And that was a problem with Natalie. Natalie didn't understand. She didn't understand how hurtful people are over one little white lie. I get that she didn't want to get in trouble. I get that she wanted her family to love her. It would be great if my family loved me. Wouldn't it be nice if my sister had actually tried to help me out of the goodness of her heart instead of just repeatedly lying to me and ripping me off and then leaving with Ed? Wouldn't it be nice if she'd have been honest instead of being stupid. I sent her the recording of the full 7.5 hours and then another 2.5 hour recording after that. So that way Tara could go through and listen to it herself and try not fucking lying to me again. It's fair and equal. Mr. Ativan's Truce typed, "It's speed for me. I'd stay up days hallucinating as a kid. My mom didn't know back then it got you high." Ed the Evidence Destroyer. Yes, Ed the Evidence Destroyer. You paid attention. See, that's the thing about assholes like you. You guys don't like me, so you pay attention because you don't like me. The people that do like me didn't pay attention. They thought it was all fine and dandy and it would all blow over. This is how homeless people are treated by our friends, by our family. If we had friends or family, we wouldn't be out here. When you... Well, let's use Natalie Bollinger as an example. When I fucked up my back, I had to try recovering behind the pedestrian shop in Boulder, Colorado. It's situated right between where the Cheesecake Factory used to be and where the Starbucks on Pearl Street was. Tony DeStassi is one of the witnesses on my channel. He worked at the pedestrian shop. He was the manager. A witness from Hungary or another witness from Hungary, those are both conversations with King of Nichols. She used to work at the pedestrian shop. Here's the help that I got from my friends and family after I hurt my back. They disappeared. And they were pretty words for a little bit, and then, dude, fuck you, you're always negative, and then, oh, well, I'll help you with that, but you gotta come up with some money. I'd sell whatever I could, try to get some money so that I could get the help with the computer stuff I needed help with. Crickets. Just fucking crickets. And that's when Natalie showed up. Natalie saved my life. When she was suicidal, you know, that's the worst part about having to post all this on Facebook, is that people didn't look at any of it in its entirety. They didn't try putting the story together. They didn't try putting the timeline together. They just wanted to go straight for hate. And some of these people at the very beginning were going to come forward, but they just never did. I've got message after message after message of people that are just like you, Mr. Ativan, going after my friends, telling my friends that they're going to kill them and their kids. And cops did that too. There's cops with your mentality. Now, thank you for apologizing. That does mean something. People can change. You just have to decide that you want to. Or they hit extreme adversity and you're forced to change. You can be as vegan as you fucking want, but if the only thing to eat is fucking rabbits, good luck. You'll starve to death. If you're a meat eater, and most of your diet is meat, and you're in an area where the wolves have eaten all of the rabbits, well, you're probably going to become a vegetarian. With me and what I've gone through in the last 6 years, it's not that I hadn't gone through it before. I was well prepared for what's going on. I was well prepared for the possibilities and probabilities within each of these individuals. I've gotten to see in my lifetime what real friendships are. And most of them aren't real friendships. Your drinking buddy will stab you in the back for a piece of ass. So, I don't understand why you gotta go out with that guy every weekend. Oh yeah, because he'll go do fun stuff with you. He's there in person. Out of sight, out of mind. there's a lot of nasty people in the world. A lot of them. Now, when it comes to mandated reporters, though, you get to hear and listen to the extreme stupid play. They play as dumb as humanly possible. If that's mandated reporters, these are supposedly intelligent people. A lot of these folks have college degrees. These people are supposed to be trained in what to do as mandated reporters, and you get to hear all they're interested in is, well, literally ignoring the abuse. They're gonna, but this phone call to phone call to phone call to phone call, no, this is an emergency situation. This is a situation created by law enforcement and created by the American public. The situation that forced me onto Pearl Street to begin with, that was me getting ripped off because people knew they'd get away with it in Chapel, Nebraska. And then they just call you mentally ill. I noticed they've got a new feature on here. There's a lady named Tamsin Bowles, and we've been trying to get her story out for a while. And you guys know it takes for fucking ever to try to get something so that it's downloaded from one device to another, and that way I can take it on the other device and then download it onto the internet, and then hopefully it'll work. If it's an audio recording, then I have to do the audio recording thing, and I have to, and I did figure out how to do that. I did that last night with a short video, and I'll be posting it up today. I did think long and hard about it last night, and I slept on it. I decided it was best to try to make a decision in the morning. It's morning. Yeah, Ed the Evidence Destroyer. That's the guy. A lot of these people had pretty words, and some of them may have even had good intentions, but intentions don't get the fucking work done. When I was in Colorado and everybody wanted to look the other way, that wasn't my choice. There's a lot of people that I was still able to rescue, though. Even though I couldn't go to Boulder safely, I was able to go talk to Pierre once. That's when he was telling me that he would talk to me at 9 o'clock the next day. He just never showed up. I went and rescued OSHA twice. Well, once in Boulder and twice in Boulder and once in Longmont. Bailey Beers, I was able to help her out as well. Her and her boyfriend. Then, of course, Jamie Curtis as well. I was able to help her out. And then after she died, I still helped Desiree. I still helped Christine. I had to rescue Desiree from that goddamn trap house, not once, but twice. And what I get for it? My stuff's stolen. And then Desiree want to run away and fucking talk smack after fucking stealing my things. Like, holy shit, what the hell kind of a person are you? Meanwhile, when crimes are committed against me, I gotta have somebody that I can go to who's gonna take it seriously and call it in right away with me. Caitlin Tatum didn't do that. So she didn't do her job as a friend. And also, she didn't do her job as a mandated reporter. It's not my fault that she spent 6 years looking the other way. 6 years making excuses. anything except admit publicly that she fucked up. My predators got away with doing what they did by lying about me, and they didn't have to have any evidence because I wasn't even allowed in court. All they do is say, oh, well, he didn't try to go. It doesn't matter that I was incarcerated, does it? No, it absolutely does. These predators committed felony after felony after felony to prevent me from being allowed to go to court, to prevent me from facing my accusers, to make me a target for vigilante fucking justice. And it's not justice. It's not fucking justice. And then we got assholes like Mr. Ativan who come on here and fucking make hundreds of accounts to fucking harass me and just keeps it up. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that I have to deal with this shit in real life, I would have never gone to Facebook or YouTube. I have this channel not because there's fucking bitch-ass trolls on the internet. I have this channel because I'm taking abuse in real life. Anyway, good to be rid of y'all. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.